Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Illusion of Gaia. In the last part we continued on here in Mu, getting a good amount of the way through it, and now we're finally gonna finish this place off. Also got a red jewel right there. Very important. I will say Mu is, while it's not the longest dungeon in the game, it's easily the most tedious, and once you know it, it's technically the water dungeon. It always happens. Though admittedly, the water dungeon in Majora's Mask, that's the Great Bay Temple, is not that tedious to me. Then again, I just know Majora's Mask too well. Anyway, I got two ghosts here, and I will say, ghosts in pairs are actually rather annoying because it's pretty hard to dodge their shots when you have to focus on two at once. Because the homing on the shots, while it is limited, it is still good enough to be annoying. Still not as good as the AI, good as the aim of the AI in Homefront, I think it was. Their AI was godlike at aiming. Ugh. I will say this place does like to really spam ghosts. I can't remember if they actually show up in any other dungeon. I don't think they do. In fact, Illusion of Gaia doesn't really reuse enemies much at all. It might recall them rarely, but I think the only ones that show up more often enough are blobs and slimes. No, slimes and sludges, there we go. They're the only ones that really reappear any kind of ofteness. That was a word. Anyway, got another plot important item right here. Rama's statue. There are two of them in the area, you need to find them both in order to progress onwards. Luckily, you can go from one right up to the other. Also, we're actually, funnily enough, if I recall correctly right now, we are actually right near a save point we were actually in last part. I think we are. I actually have to take a good look at where we are really quick. Yep. I think that's where we got the Psycho Slider. Don't quote me on that, though. I think it is. Oh, thank you for dropping that HP. I was thinking about stopping the dark space, but then I realized, nah, it's just a blob. There we go. Plus, I got HP restoration right here anyway, so I was pretty good when it came to that. I don't get what the one thing I really don't get right here is why are there differently textured, not really textured, different looking tiles here? That never made sense to me. They don't really do anything as far as I'm aware either. Anyway, this statue has the second Rama's chest. Don't you love it when that happens? You mix two words up in a sentence in your brain and then it just kind of turns into something completely different. Happens all the time to me if you haven't noticed. Oh. No, realistically, momentum should not carry Will all the way through that, but, it's a video game. Though, admittedly, it does also bring up the question of why he just can't crawl. But it also brings up a thing in Metroid, too. Why can't Samus crawl? It also brings up why many video game characters cannot swim for the life of them. Anyway, we're actually heading back to where we turned into Frieden in the last part, because we're going to need him, because, well, we're coming towards the boss. And as I mentioned last part, the Psycho Slider does have invincibility frames, which you can abuse. So, do that when you can. Sadly, though, Frieden does not have an equivalent to the Psycho Slide, so no invincibility frames for him. Ah, well. Oh, come on. Go. Go. There we go. I don't think we actually have to do that many more times in the game, if any. I don't really remember. And as I think I mentioned last part, whenever you lower water in an area, new enemies will spawn there, just because they're technically on the lower areas. Though, thankfully here, both the new enemies are just ghosts that spawn up here. I missed it. Nah. Admittedly, sometimes getting the dash to work can be finicky. But not enough to the point where it's annoying. And that big hole there is actually where our destination is. In fact, you don't need Freedom at all for the boss, it's just that it's recommended you have him just for the extra damage. And now that I've healed up at the dark space, we can head towards the boss. He's actually directly south. Well, quote-unquote, he. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink, stab, stab. And here's where we actually have to place the Rama statues. I was hitting pause there because I just finished a recording session of another RPG, which may or may not be on the NES, and is aged terribly. And this is an ancient burial ground for the people of Mu. And I don't care at all to read what's happening here. Talk to this statue, and this is actually the King of Mu, but his spirit lives on in the statue, as does the spirits of the other people of Mu. They pretty much just give a slightly depressing backstory on Mu and the people, which does actually foreshadow one of the next areas ever so slightly, but it's just doesn't matter. If we actually got to learn or care about these people, maybe it would matter, but nope. But that's how we get Mystic Statue number 3. 3 down, 3 to go. And he also mentions an underwater tunnel, which you're gonna want to keep in mind for later. I would like the whole Mystic Statue thing if they actually did something to our stats. Oh well. What the? Eric! Help! Someone save me! Oh god, you've gotta be kidding me! That's right, guys. Our next bosses are vampires. I've always called them Jack and Sylvana for some reason. They have their own attack patterns, and they all have their own HP bars. They both have the 4 energy ball attack like that. However, Jack can send it out in a cross shape, like you just saw the blue energy on the right there. And I forget what Sylvana can do. And well, first off, Sylvana's the easier one out of the 2 to kill. And it's overall not that hard of a boss fight, though Jack can be kind of tough to dodge. Also, one thing to note, see those numbers above Eric there? Technically speaking, that's a timer for the bomb, and if it goes all the way down, the bomb explodes, and you lose one of your lives up there on the top. Not that big of a deal, really. And blue and red wire sticking out, it literally does not matter which one you cut. And that was that. Kinda pointless, huh? The bomb's been defused. Saved. Sorry, Will. There was nothing I could do. My legs gave out from fear. I couldn't move or make a sound. Up to now, I thought I was strong, but in a crisis... Sorry for staying in your pocket so long. Don't tell anyone that Will's in the sky. I don't get that line. Is he talking about Frieden, or... what? Super Nintendo translation. Will, are you okay? Will, I don't see Lily. Something happened? I'm here. Sorry I worried you. Will was protecting me, so I was okay. Well, Will seems to have really grown up. It doesn't matter. Let's think about how to leave Mu. That's good. We heard some things from someone called Rama. And then the people had come to the underwater tunnel, blah blah blah, stuff that Rama had said. It's overall kind of pointless. Oh, and by the way, I should mention, if you're only here for the gameplay walkthrough, you can pretty much just skip to the next part, because it's pretty much plot for the rest of this. And you know how much I hate this game's plot, because it's so stupid! Calm down, Kyle. Calm down. Anyway, 5 days have passed since we entered the tunnel. The same scenery... Okay! Curse my non-existent speech impediment for reading before speaking too fast. Also, 500 miles in one day, is that possible? I don't think it would be. Unless you can run Usain Bolt style. Pretty much this is just supposed to be standard character development. But it doesn't really matter. And Eric's going to go take a whiz. I don't actually think you have to talk to them at all, because what you have to do in this section is go over to the very right of the screen and pick up these mushrooms. These mushrooms grow all over the tunnel. Pretty much, this is what they've been eating for the past 5 days. As a guy who personally can't stand mushrooms unless they give me one-ups, that's gotta suck. And 8 days in the tunnel. Unable to sleep, I stared at an underground river. Can't sleep? Nah. I was looking for more mushrooms. Just kidding. Well, you've changed during this journey. Somehow you've grown up. I don't really understand it myself, but I can use some strange power, and my body's changed to the body of a warrior. The change seems to have started when my father went to the Tower of Babel. I'm just starting to understand that power. See, those sentences make much sense at all, guys. Ugh. You know, if there was a skip cutscene button, I'd be perfectly... This would probably be one of my favorite Super Nintendo games, but the story alone just makes it kind of low. Well, out of the ones I own. 2 weeks since entering the tunnel. Still no end in sight. Eh, not as long as the raft sequence. And apparently, Kara is very concerned about a sound that she's been hearing in her sleep. Which may or may not be important, by the way, for right now. Wait, I hear it again. What's that sound? Oh, God! Earthquake! Titan, Rydia. Maybe it's... you might be wondering who Riverson is. It's the giant fish that ate Seth. Oh, this isn't good for us. You know, I have a feeling this game's story made a lot more sense in the Japanese version. Quiet, everyone. This vibrating sound. It's Morse code. Has Morse even been... What's his name? Morse even been born at this point in the timeline? Anyway, let's see if you can decode it. Wait. This is Seth. Walking, yay. Seth? Shh, quiet. Neil continues. That sounds not right. I was swallowed by Riverson. When I came to, the form of my body had changed to Riverson. How does what? This Riverson is a creature of chaos. Sorry, wrong game. I don't know if it's human or not. He said that evolution takes many incarnations, is affected by the light of a comet, sorry. I wanted to continue the journey with you, but not in this body. You must figure out this riddle of the comet and the ruins. Oh! I don't hear anything now. And that's the last we hear of Seth, by the way. This game's character development sucks. But I do like this line, actually. Only humans think that human shape is the best one. That is scarily true. As crap as this game's story is, it does have its moments of pure philosophy that does actually work. We're here at last! We've walked through the tunnel for almost a month. Look! A sign! It's so pretty. What? Angel Tribe? Travelers, please use this room? Angels are living in a place like this? They say angels don't like meeting with people. First, we can rest in that room. Will, let's go! What? Will, come with me! What are you grinning about? I'll explore this place myself. Don't try to follow me. Well, excuse me, princess! Maybe she's just tired. Let her be for now. Alrighty, and with that, everyone, welcome to the Angel Village. But with that, I'm also going to have to end this things off here. Thank you guys for watching. Rate, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. And next time on Let's Play Illusion of Gaia, we'll be checking out the Angel Village, probably talking to none of the inhabitants in the process, because they really don't matter, although they are kind of grim in this village. See you guys then.